I know it's been a while, but I've had problems. My microphone, my recording, everything went wrong, and it's taken me a little while to get it all fixed and set up. I should be louder now, and I should sound better. It drove me a bit crazy, as you can see from my eyes. But I can deal with it. As long as you can deal with it, we can progress. So last time on SkyFactory Let's Play, we used our first stone and we made some useful early tools. We got our early dust from breaking down cobble into sand and gravel, and then dust with a hammer, and we put it in water to get early clay, and with the early clay we got clay buckets so that we can move around liquids and also prepare ourselves for a cobble gen later on. We made our first 5x5 sieve array of string meshes so that we can sieve as quickly as the game allows us to do it. And we also made a heavy oak sieve just in case you want to sieve the compressed blocks instead. On this episode, I'm going to be finishing my treehouse tree farm. That means I'm going to put a second layer onto it, which will also limit the size of the trees. And I'm going to put a 2x2 of dirt on top so that I can grow any tree that I want to. Oak is a bit special on this, and it will grow when it's next to other saplings one by one. You don't need to have any gap between these trees for the tree to grow. But many other trees won't. So if I did want to get different type of wood for any reason later on, I wouldn't be able to use this tree farm in the way that I want to. So I'm going to put a 2x2 of dirt on top, which means if there are any awkward trees that I want to use or get the wood or for some reason plant and grow, I can do it up there. We're also going to finish off this sieving area because we can get 3 more arrays of 5x5 for each different mesh. In this pack you will be upgrading your meshes, not your sieves. So from string to flint to iron to diamond. And I'm just going to prepare the area for that. And also we're going to set up our first storage solution because you get so many resources in this pack that it's just, for me, it really is worth setting up something early that will allow you to manage the amount of crap you're going to have to deal with. I don't like having to search through chests for many things, and it drives me mad when I do. I have I said a few times probably, a bit of an OCD with it. Same reason why I want to cut these trees and limit them. Because if I look up in the sky and I see this stuff floating, it hurts me inside. I have to climb up there. Or get lucky and jump up and clean it out, and I just don't want to have to do that. So let me knock these down. And then we're going to plant our second type of tree, because I'm going to make this out of oak and dark oak. I think the color combination seems to be quite nice, and it's something that I want to try and do. I'm not a designer by any means, but you got to try, and sometimes things don't turn out so badly. As always, juicing. It is very good. I have apple juice and smoothies in real life as well as on Minecraft. There are benefits everywhere. Gonna just put away everything I don't need for now, and remember to get my dirt composting so that I don't have to wait for it, and I can instead just pick it up as I go along. And with the macro, a whole stack in this size goes into one line in seconds. So easy to get just that much dirt that you need or want. Just as much dirt as you need or want. Okay, so I forgot to get the seeds. I can just give a quick explanation on these as well. And I forgot to put my wood chippings. In this pack you can get seeds from sieving. These seeds are just saplings. If you plant them and break them, they'll turn into saplings. So the idea is that we will... Do I have... Yes, I still have a crook. We will crook the leaves to get more saplings, so I don't need to sieve dirt for any dark oak seeds anymore, because I've just got saplings like with the rest of the trees, which means I can just plant the saplings. I believe I'm going to need 2 lots of this wood to finish what I want to do, at least. So let me just grow one more, twerk it to existence. Crook those leaves if I can reach, yeah. Get my jumping on, and knock that down. I'm not going to need this dirt anymore. If I can grab it, that is a bonus. Don't fall off. Oh, of course, I'm holding shift instead of all excavate, and the tool's broken. Yeah. Never, 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 never leave holes in your floor, even if there's just one hole. You might accidentally walk backwards down it or forwards straight down it and just feel a bit special. I've had it happen. I don't want it to happen anymore, so I try to fill them as early as possible. And before you say anything, that does not count as a hole. That is just an area that I'm never going to walk over, so it's okay to stay that way for now. I'll be getting to that when I get over there. Actually, don't know what I want to do with that yet. I've still got wood chippings to put in here. Some more silkworms and lots more saplings. I'm not sure if I had any in my chest, I can't remember, so I'll keep them just in case. And I'm going to break these ones because I've tried to do this before, and if you press shift for any reason, you might accidentally grow a tree, and if these things keep growing around you, it gets harder and harder to build. Yeah. And I'm going to quickly sleep as well because I prefer to do this all in the light. It's also easier for you to see if it's light. So good night, sleep tight. Oh, and I'll see you in the morning. Okay, first things first, I need to build my entrances. I'm going to have 2 entrances here, one on either end, and within those entrances are going to be dark oak planks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're going to connect. While I'm up here, let me take down the bits I can, and I'll feel a little bit better while we carry on. Except for about things like that, which are miles away. Ah, and just a reminder, crafting table on a stick is a lifesaver. You do not need to carry a table. Okay, you do not need to carry a table with you, put it down, pick it up, make multiple tables. You can make a single crafting table that is with you at all times, and all it costs is a bit of wood. So we get a sign and we get a crafting table, and it makes a crafting table on a stick. I like to keep these as 7, 8 and 9 because torches are always useful, food is always useful, and a crafting table on a stick. If you select it and right click, you've got a 3x3 grid you can use to craft. Just be aware that if you put something on it and you close the grid, it will throw the item. So as long as you're aware of that, this is really useful. Anywhere you can just open it up. For example, I know I'm going to need some ladders, so let me craft some ladders. I'm actually going to need a few more, so I'll do a few more. Just really, really useful. You still may want some on the ground, especially crafting stations, because they hold the recipe in them, but for everything else, there's crafting table on a stick. Sounds like I'm selling it, doesn't it? Okay, so that will be our first arch. Make sure we light that up. I'm going to have one more identical arch on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The amount of times I've miscounted, I know my counting might have been a bit loud there, but I prefer to get it right first time and not have to play about. Okay, and we're going to want light down here as well. Although mobs probably can't spawn, definitely can't spawn because this is our spawn area. It's just nicer to brighten it all up anyway. And we're going to have lights on this side. I realise my floor is actually 1 too low, so I need to raise it by 1 because I can't put a different wood slab on top of the existing one. I need to get rid of it. Now I can vein mine all of that. Repair my mattock. It's leveling. It's going to come in handy, I tell you. I'm going to show you why. I really hope I'm going to show you why. Because if it doesn't, then it's still useful to have this tool instead of having to keep making tools. Right. Stone ones definitely come in handy, and you can see whenever I use them why I try to get them as early as possible. Anything that you're building is just so much easier to manage if you're able to, even with just 5 blocks. I mean, until you start doing any kind of mega builds or massive base changes, this is more than enough. And don't do what I just did. If you're ever going to change your barrels, make sure it's not raining and preferably put the ceiling on before you do anything else. So I know it's not raining now, but if it started raining I might have cried a little inside. So in here I'm going to have another level, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to take us up to the top where we're going to have our second tree growing, and it's also going to allow me to put some more light in the middle of the bottom floor and build up to the next floor while limiting the trees. So to limit the trees, you just have to put a block that they can't grow through or change above the sapling. What do I need? I need more floor. And when I say a block that it can't grow through or change, I tried to do something like this previously with logs. So if I actually used the raw wood, the trees can actually grow through what you put down. So I guess it has to be a man-made resource in the sense that you must have crafted it yourself instead of actually gathered it. But yeah, just make sure you don't use raw wood for something like this, because your trees will overtake it, will replace the leaves, will replace the wood, and you'll just be faffing about trying to set it all up. Right, so the saplings are now covered by one layer. They will not grow any higher than this. This is 6.5, and it's a size that I like to deal with because it means that all the leaves that will grow from these trees will be gatherable and won't overhang our pathway that is around the side. I'm going to have to get up to our second floor. So to do that we need a ladder here and a ladder on this side. And when we're up here, I know I want 4 dirt blocks in the middle, and this one is just laughing at, oh yes, I can finish them off. The sky is clean, everything is nearly good in the world. I'm just going to not look up that way and I will feel happy. Okay, so we can get our ladder now coming up here, and we can put our dark oak. And I'm going to want a fence around this just because I'm up high. It's good to fence off things, or at least block off things, as I said before in this pack, so you don't fall off. And it also will help those with a nervous disposition feel a bit more comfortable walking around. And I am one of those people, so it does help. Right, yes, I also need to put some slabs there because I don't like floating anything. So we'll put this layer around and we will have finally finished the treehouse tree farm, aesthetics and all. We will then go on to making 75 more sieves and 3 more heavy sieves, because we want to finish that and it will need 100 in total. And then we'll look at the drawers. I hope you've been enjoying following me through this. Different people like different things, so I know some of you will not enjoy the building, some of you will think maybe the progression is a bit too slow. But I also do take time at the beginning with this, because if you set up things early on in certain ways, it's a bit easier later on, especially with the storage. I can't even try to think about how many times you look for a chest and you don't find what you want. Alright, so this is finished. See, we can grow any tree we want up here now, so I'm going to leave that like that. We can climb back down our ladders, and we can also grow the saplings down here to a size that is more manageable. So if we get our oak saplings and we run along planting these, I can show you what I mean. I can also show you the layout without the trees, because maybe you'll like it that way as well. I do. So without running and accidentally growing any. And I'll put that there. So it looks quite nice. It's kind of the skeletons of the treehouse. The alternate colour wood kind of goes well. Everything's lit up, and when you grow the trees, which we're going to do, we've been practicing for our marathon, so lots of sprinting, heavy breathing. Oh, not so heavy breathing anymore because we've been practicing. And these trees should grow. As always, some are awkward. And you can help them along just by clearing out the leaves generally that will grow above the saplings. Oh, these ones are being more awkward than normal. It's just a stubborn group in the corner. Come on. Okay, well I have a little bit of a crook left, so maybe I can help this along. Maybe these ones want me to dance for them. You know, everyone has their preferences. Some like a running man, some like a dancing one. Ah, that's good enough. It's just for me to show you anyway. So as you can see, nothing is too high. Everything will be manageable, and all the leaves are above the platform, so we can get all of those with shears or with crooks for saplings, whatever we want to do. I am going to move all of the dark wood and the fences away for now, and the ladders, because I don't need any of that right now. And we are going to make our sieves. I'm also going to remember to tick off these things because we made our crafting table on a stick. And we just finished our tree farm. So for our sieves, we're going to need another 75. I already have 35, which means we're going to need another 37 sieves. To make a sieve, of course, we would have looked into that last episode, and it's easy just to use the interface to make as many as you can. Ah, there we go. So 40, I need 37, click a lot, I think 7. I also want 3 heavy sieves so that we set up a heavy sieve in each one as well. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Gonna need some flooring, which I have there. So we'll be able to set this up rather quickly. My idea here, get my guidelines on, is to have a 2-wide path in between each array. We're gonna have drawers around the edges. And we're going to get a drawer controller as soon as we can, which won't be anytime soon, but will be as soon as we can, so that we can then deal with all the drawers at the same time. Come on, come on. Of course. Just need... Why is it not... Ugh. Okay, fine. 2, 3, 4. It's just being awkward. It doesn't want to click on the end. There we go. So here we're going to have our flint meshes. The first meshes that we will get after silk are flint. They're not a major upgrade, but they are useful to use instead of your silk. You only need the silk for so long because you don't get anything special really from using silk except for some seeds from the dirt and a few other little bits, but nothing that means you need to use the silk sieves for much longer than anything else really. Okay, builders wands are wonderful. I will repeat this. They are just so helpful for anything early on. Okay, so you see we have 2 of our sieving arrays. Let's get in the middle of that one and put our heavy sieve on here as well. We won't have the meshes yet. We're not going to have them for a little while because I'm actually going to go into farming after this instead of just hammering and sieving. I really don't like hammering and sieving. I am going to be trying to avoid it as much as possible. And anytime we do have to do it, I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as I can. It doesn't mean I'm going to be going straight into chickens or mystical agriculture. I will start like an entry level of those, but I have some ideas for our automatic hammering and sieving solution and powering it. I'm probably going to try and do something with slime. I mean, I'll show lava as well because lava is probably the easiest power source in this pack, especially to begin with, and you can take it quite far with the upgrades you can get and the amount of lava that you can generate at quite a speed. But I want to do something a little bit different, so I'm going to be trying to use slime and power it with slime, because I'm going to get slime early. It's one of the reasons why we're going to go for animals early, because with early animals we can get cows, with cows we can get milk, and with milk we can get slime. And then with slime we can make vector plates for our mob farm, which will move the mobs automatically, and means we don't have to build a farm and go and kill them. We can just have them move into a drop that will kill them or damage them enough for us to one-hit them. I'll show both examples of that when I get there as well. Mob farm is very good early on because of the amount of things you can get from the monsters and the amount of things you can get from the loot bags. But I don't want to have to build one and then build it again in a short period of time. So I'm going to build mine. It's going to be a nice design. I hope you like it when we get there. And I won't have to touch it for a long time. Okay, so that is the... they are the remaining sieve arrays. We have this one here which will be used for iron, and this one that will be used for diamond. So we've done our treehouse tree farm. Wood is easier to manage and grab now because the trees are limited and it just looks a bit nicer. We've done the sieving area. Each one is ready for when we progress through the meshes. And now I want to get some storage going because this is already too messy and I've had enough. So for storage, I am going to be making storage drawers. So you can check them by searching by the mod name, or just easier, they're basic drawers. And there are different types. There's 2x2, which will hold more, a higher variety of items, but only 8 stacks, for example. So you get 4 within one. And here you've got 32 stacks for only a single item. So for bigger resources you hold there, and for the smaller ones you can just get the 2x2s. They're all based off chests, so I'm going to make a lot of chests. Is that worth it? That's 8. 8 gives us 4, so that means 2 logs per one. And I guess it's got to be worth it. They wouldn't. You never know what they're going to do with the recipes. I do know I need a lot of chests for this, so I'm happy to overmake them. And if we need, I can just cut down some trees quickly to make some more. So from that, I'm going to start with the 2x2s, and we're going to finish off our tree area. And we're going to need some more of these, some more of that, and we can then make some more 2x2s. That is probably too many, but who knows. So here we're going to have a 1 gap, here we're going to have a storage drop, here we are going to have the stuff for wood and seeds. That is going to be the gap between everything. Knock this down, and on this side we're going to store all of our saplings, because we get many different types of saplings. I don't think we get this many, so we'll start on the left and we'll decide what we want to do as we go through the pack, if there's anything else that we might want to keep on there. Either way, this is going to be the wooden and natural products area, you can say. On the left we'll start with the trees and the saplings and everything. On here we'll start with some tools maybe. And on the right will be any seeds for planting, any for farming. So we have an area, and I'm just going to jump up and down like a special person. I can't get on there, so we're going to knock this wood. We're going to need it anyway. I definitely didn't get enough drawers for what I want to do. So let's just take this down now. And I should probably get a crook quickly as well and get those leaves. And we can do that, we can do that, yes. Just so much easier to manage. You see, this is why this design works. Everything I've got, nothing is lost, and it was just so easy to handle. Right, now we can jump up here I want them 3 high. I may even go 1 into the ground with some trim, because I might put a second. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I might put a second. Okay, let me focus on this first. I might put a second floor below us and do farming with mystical agriculture directly below, and I could actually connect the drawers through the ceiling that way. So we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, I know that I don't need any more 2x2 drawers for now, because I think this is kind of what I wanted to do. I do need more basic drawers, because I didn't make any of those. And it's probably still not enough wood. Yeah, definitely still not enough wood for that. And we're going to make 8. 16 is probably still not enough. I might have gone a bit overboard with the amount of drawers that I'm going to make early, but at the same time, we're going to have more resources than I make drawers. I just really want to see what I've got and have kind of an idea where things are all the way through, instead of searching around and hopefully finding it 4 times later, checking in this chest, checking in that chest. We could have done a different solution. There's something like a colossal chest, but again, it's looking in a chest. This one gives you a visual image of the item that's held within it. These drawers do that, so I prefer to use them, and they're even handy later on. Even if we change the whole layout, the drawers are always useful. You can upgrade them to hold more. You can add void upgrades, which means they won't contain too much, because if they fill up, they will just delete whatever else you tried to put in them of that resource. So even in later storage systems, you can connect them, and they're still useful. So there's no reason not to make them at some point, and making them early is just, it's an ease of life. It's a comfort feature for you, and for me anyway. I suggest you to do it as well, but it's just my suggestion. Probably have, yeah, I have enough saplings for now, and I only want wood because this episode is about wood and the storage solution. So we will get that done, and I can explain kind of the functionality of it as well. Lots of repairing, but it is leveling up. What are we on? Halfway to the next level, which is great. Okay, let's make all of our wood. Let's make some more chests. Oh God, am I gonna have to do it one more time? No, we won't make all of those for now. I don't know if we're gonna need to do some more. Hopefully not, because I think that should be. Knowing me, it's not enough, but I'm hoping it will be. And I know I said I don't like floaty things, and then you can see them floating. I'm going to sort that out after this. Just want to get all the storage in place first. So on this side here is going to be kind of our bits and bobs as we progress through. Just the bits that we're using. On this side will be where we start with our ores. Drawers have to touch on one of their sides to connect. So there's a corner, there's a gap there, and I need to put something else to connect them. And I have to remember as well that I want a pathway between this. Yeah, so the benefit of using these drawers, for those that haven't used them before, are when you put something in them, you can see what is in them. And if you connect them side by side like I'm doing, or with trim, which you could imagine as wire, then they actually talk to each other. And if you have a controller, it's a lot easier to manage an inventory full of items. Actually, I can probably, yeah, I can make that. And that means if I use my crafting table on a stick, I can make 5 more. Definitely, and I can throw 2 of them away in frustration. There we go. And we're going to go all the way to the end. Yeah, so I need more wood. So I will just get rid of all of that. I've got nothing in there to use, because if I use dark oak, it's going to make dark oak drawers, and I don't want to do that. So it looks like I just need to break this down one more time. I guess the negative, of, as I said, of having these trees like this is that you don't get as much as you were getting before. But I don't have to look at the sky and see random pieces floating in the air. So that sacrifice is okay for me. I've made it this big so that it doesn't feel like hassle anyway. I hope it's not boring for you to watch. I really don't want to cut out anything from this series. As much as possible, I want to show it all because it's meant to be a kind of helpful guide as well. It's not just a let's play through. It's not exactly a walkthrough, but it's a little guide along what you can do. And many of the let's plays that I've followed, I've really wanted to kind of follow through in that way, and I can't because they'll skip forward a day, an hour, a lot of time, and I don't know how long it's actually taken to get that amount. Have I done something right or wrong? So with this, I'm hoping that you can follow as much as you want to. Again, in the other episode, we saw someone else that had been following but had made her own kind of style with the base. A little bit, a lot smaller than what I was doing. But the ideas and the steps were being followed, which meant she was finding it quite easy to carry on progressing. Although, obviously, we're still quite early. We haven't progressed that much in the pack. Okay, yeah, I probably should be crooking all of that. Especially because that breaks as quickly as I use it. So let's get a crook again. And let's just throw it away because we've had enough. Okay. I believe there should be enough wood now, and you won't have to watch me chop anymore because I don't want to say that because who knows, I might have to come back here and do it one more time. But we should be able to make a lot more storage drawers and even some trim. So I'm going to make some trim, which this is what I meant about the kind of connecting wire. The drawers, if they're touching side by side, they are connected. If they're not, they aren't. But if you do something like this, what do I need? I need sticks. So I guess we'll make that, yeah. If you do something like this with trim, you basically connect them like they are wired together. So you see these two blocks are not touching, which means they would not be able to interact with each other later on. But if I do this, they will then be considered as connected. We'll just put this trim along the floor. So it's like a wire connecting the two groups. Just going to do that all the way around. So I probably shouldn't have put this floor here, but it's a lot easier to build in mass and then just to take out the tiny bits than to build with precision sometimes. It's raining. What wonderful weather. It's quite refreshing after a hard day of building all of this stuff. Heavy moving, heavy lifting. It's quite refreshing. Basic drawers, yes. More basic drawers. Probably still not enough basic drawers. But I guess we will see in a minute. Because I want 3 layers. But before I do that, I need to connect these as well. As I said, trim is like the wire, so just have to connect them together along there. It kind of makes sense as well because you're not really going to put a drawer in the corner of 2 drawers because you won't be able to see the front. You need to see the front to be able to use it. And now, there we go. So these are the fronts of the drawers. They'll place the opposite of the way that you're looking. So, oh, actually no, that's wrong. So if I look at this surface, it's going to place the drawer facing me. So if I look at these surfaces here, and actually right click, it's going to place it facing me. Oh, I hope the audio is good with this new mic, otherwise I'm going to have to do all of this again, and I really don't want to do that. Right, one more time. I promise this time, and I don't promise lightly. Last time, and we're going to have enough drawers. This game will not make a liar of me either, so let's get this going. And we will finish the storage system and complete this episode. I will show you me organising it very quickly because we won't have so much stuff to put in them. Just to give you an idea of why I've gone through all of this hassle to do this at this point. And why, and then on next episode and future episodes you will see hopefully the benefits of having it early. When you have this many mod packs together, the amount of things that you can get, acquire, harvest, grow, you name it, it just seems to get out of hand. Oh, I am really enjoying this pack. Lots of things to do in it. A different way of playing Minecraft. I haven't played much modded. I haven't played much Minecraft. But what I have played I've enjoyed, and I've tried to learn as much as I can as I've been going through it. So there we go, and I'm sure we've got more than enough chests now. Unless we use all of it. That's not going to do it, is it? So I guess we can do one more. 18, how many are we going to need? 3, 6, 7, 14, 7, 14, 6, 12, 14, 12, 26, 27, 27 drawers. Means 27 chests, so that means 11 more chests. That's so 7 more chests. Oh, look at that. Now tell me I can make the drawers. Of course not. And this? Of course not. Just pretend I didn't say anything earlier. It's a lot easier that way. We don't have to think about the fact that I'm going to have to go back one more time. But I'm probably not going to do it this episode because these will be more than enough drawers to actually way more than enough drawers for me to show you what I want to show you. And it's my OCD that's making me put this many down anyway, because I want this area to be nicely organized, contained, and within the chunk, as you can see by me lining it up exactly along here. There are only a few more to put, and we can put them another time. And let's sleep as well, because this rain and darkness is bringing me down. Can I move? What's going on? Oh, it's frozen. Oh, I'm typing. Oops. Okay, so yeah, that was loud, but I'm waking you up. I know it's been boring watching all of this, but now it's going to get exciting. With these drawers, if you hold something and you right click, you will put them into that item into the drawers. And if you double right click, it will clear everything from your bag of the same item. So you can see we've got 17 times 64 string in there. We don't need to run around, mess about with multiple items in the chest. So even here, I can hold the melon and I've got string in the bag. If I right click twice, it will put all of the string in there. This is going to be kind of the bits that I will be using, so I'm going to put the dirt there as well, and the cobblestone. So this is going to be my kind of use case area. Let me just put all of the trees down so we can decide how many saplings we've got, and if we want to put any more dirt, get any more dirt composting. I think we probably have more than we need. Yes, we definitely do, so let's quickly do that. We want to keep some, so 2 rows is good, 16 blocks of dirt. Gonna need a lot for our farm, so I might as well get it done now. Okay, so I can show you, alright, let me just fill this in as well. Why I wanted to, got more dirt, yeah, okay. Why I wanted to do this, so here for example, saplings, so these are oak. From many trees you get apples, but we got them first from oak, and we got silkworms first from oak, so I'm going to put them together. And if I had any oak logs, I'd put them there as well. Here we've also got some birch seeds, so it's a different tree, some acacia seeds, and some dark oak saplings. So I'll put the associated woods and any kind of drops that we get there. which is something I can do even right now. So with dark oak, for example, if I want some slabs or planks, I can just go to the dark oak section. Here I'm going to start. I already put that there, didn't I? Of course. Okay, in the middle, in this area, I'm going to start with the wooden creation. So the ladder, the fences, the barrels. So I know if anything kind of wooden or natural has probably been made here. And I'm going to keep the drawers and chests together because it just makes sense. On the right side, I'm going to put the seeds. We're going to get all sorts of seeds as we go through this. And on this side, I'll put sticks and planks along with tools. So we kind of have our regular uses here. And any kind of tools we might need if we're doing something. We can put our dirt in, don't even need to look. Just double right click and it will clear it out. And we've nearly organized all of our chest. I think I'm going to leave the buckets in there. And the books, because it doesn't feel like there's any need to take those out. I guess I can take the crafting station and put it over there. Anything for here? We're going to be doing some things with flint. Might as well get it there. Pebbles will come from sieving. We don't have we have a little bit of metal, so we can get this kind of ready. We're going to have nickel. We're going to have silver. We're going to have copper and iron. Later on we can get some better drawers, some compacting drawers, which will make this easier to manage. We have lots more saplings actually, so just clear that up. We have another type of wood. Oak seeds, which are oak saplings, might as well just put them there as well. Jungle seeds we can use to get vines if we need at some point. Dark oak seed, which are dark oak saplings. And more silkworms. We've got clay and some other seeds. So, well, pickaxe we might as well just keep on us. Hammer and this. So these two we will use regularly here. Hammer we may use later on as well for hammering blocks. Crafting station I think we're going to need for something else later on. I've checked a few of the recipes. And then just the seeds. So these are the seeds we've got already from sieving dirt. And we're going to use them next episode, at least some of them. Oh, what's going on there? Why does it want to... Okay, it wants to go there. We have a bit of tin, which is basically an iron nugget, so I guess I can put that over with... It's not really anything. I'll put it over with the iron for now. That's clay. That's that. And clay we're going to use. So for now, this is kind of the usage. So as you can see, I've definitely gone a bit overboard. But this will fill out very quickly. And you'll be surprised how quickly that happens. Did we tick off anything on the achievement book? Well, we did actually, the meshes, and we forgot to tick it off. And I've also greened the sieving area and the storage drawers. I'll say they're finished. I've got to do 3 more, but they're finished. We've done the hammer. We've made clay, and we haven't really done anything else yet, I believe. I hope this episode was enjoyable. This does look rather nice and is definitely a lot easier to use. This will come in handy. For me, anyway, it will stop me pulling my hair out when I'm searching through chests, and this is just ready for future progression. Next time we will start early farming, get our first animals, and plant our first seeds. I hope you enjoyed it. On the left you'll see the previous episode, on the right is the next episode, on the top is the playlist, and in the middle is me. If you liked it, let me know, leave me a like. If you didn't, dislike, give me a comment, and even subscribe if you want to see more. Take care. Bye.